Welcome to Capital to the Coast BNI. My name is Mike Manning. Thank you for joining us each week to meet a local small business success story in either the Triangle or the coastal region of Wilmington. If you are not familiar with BNI, it is Business Networking International, the world's largest networking organization. Within the Triangle and the Wilmington area, we have 42 chapters, and each week about 840 or so members get together, and our goal is to help each other grow our business. And if you would like to visit a BNI chapter, please go to trianglebni.com for chapters in the Triangle area or coastalncbni.com for chapters in the Wilmington area. And each week we bring you a local small business success story. And our guest today, Carol, will not be able to be here. Her mom passed the other day. So if you'll keep Carol in your thoughts and prayers, we do miss her and hope a safe travel up there and getting together with family. So we're going to talk today about when you are starting a business, some things you need to focus on. So one of the neat things about BNI is we talk to the same people every week to build relationships. And one of the things we ask for in our elevator pitch is who we want to be introduced to. So we're going to talk about kind of why are you starting your business and who are your ideal clients. So the first thing we want to talk about, and this is for anybody that is getting ready to start a business, is what problem are you going to solve? And that's a loaded question. So don't stress out on that just yet. We'll break that down because a lot of people may have a specific skill set that is worth starting a business for. You may be working for somebody as a landscaper or working for somebody as a painter or an IT technician, businesses like that, and you want to start your own business. Great. But what instead of saying, "Oh yeah, I'm going to start this business. I got a lot of friends. They'll call me and hire me." That's a false narrative right there. Do not assume everybody you know is going to cancel the business they do with your competitor that they may have been with for 10 years and automatically jump to you. Some will, but do not assume that's going to happen. Assume that those are gravy clients and you need to go out and find brand new ones. But again, what problem are you going to solve? Um, so what are you different if you are starting your own landscaping company? What makes you different than the other landscaping companies in the area? Other than I love to cut grass, I do it very well. I've been doing it for 15 years. All right, that's not a solution to somebody's problem. That's a company bio on your end. So, what is different in my business? And then, do you have a niche? And a lot of people get stressed out like, "Well, I don't want a niche, Mike. I might lose clients." Maybe, but you're not going to lose your ideal clients if you niche. For example, if you are, um, let's say you're a painting company and you only want to do full house painting, inside or out, $350,000 and up houses. Okay. So if you lived in the Triangle, you know those houses are being built every day. You know there's enough of them there. And you know that if you do your hustle and you do your work to meet people, that potential is there for you. One of the problems we get stuck in is day one, I'm starting my own painting business, and a guy called me. He just needed his mud room painted because the kids had just trashed it. And you got to think for a second. All right, so I got bills to pay. The guy's going to pay me 800 bucks. It's going to take me about 3 hours. I can do it by myself with costs. Probably I'm going to make up a number, 100 bucks. So I'm going to make $700. Okay, that's day one. But how long do you want to do that? How long do you want to be that painter that does one room? Can you build a business model off of one room painting? If you have a crew, probably not. If you are bound and determined to do all the painting by yourself for the first year, you probably can. So that's one of the things we need to look at is what is your niche? Do you want new moms? Not any mom. Do you want new moms? So you have a product or service that works for new moms. that have been a mom for 2 years or less, and they may even be pregnant right now, and that may be the perfect time to get them. So you're going to quit asking for moms because, and I'd use this in my BNI training. My wife is a mother of two, grandmother of soon to be four in June. She doesn't need your product, so quit trying to find her. Don't waste your time and money trying to find people that aren't your ideal clients. And for an example on niching down to find your ideal clients, I go to every month. I go see my chiropractor and my massage therapist because I'm old and my back hurts, and I got grandkids and I want to play with them, and that's why I go to them. But what I tell them is, and each of them have moved locations. And I told them, I will find you. You move wherever you want to in the triangle, I will find you. So that's the mindset of our ideal client that we want is who appreciates the value that I show them, be it with a service, a product, whatever. So going back to what problem do you solve? If you're, let's go back to the landscaper. Do you want big yards? Do you want yards that may need some mulching? Or do you want to lay any pavers from their driveway to their doorsteps? Or do you just, as they call them, blow and go? I pay you $100 a month and I see you every week and you just show up, cut the grass, blow off the driveway and the sidewalks and you're gone. Some people want that. Okay. But some people in the service world, let's take HVAC, pest control, companies like that. Some people are willing to pay for a maintenance program. So let's talk HVAC for a minute. All right. What, 6 grand probably to replace an air conditioner? Yeah. Okay. Let's go 8 grand
Yeah.
to replace an air conditioner. So I don't want to replace an air conditioner. I know it's older, but it's still working good, but I'm not ready to pay 8 grand. So you're an HVAC, heating, ventilation, air conditioning. That's what HVAC stands for. You're an AC person. And you come to me and say, Mike, you're still in good shape. I got about 3 more years on that. I would recommend you get on our maintenance program. And for this price, once a quarter, we come out there and we'll look at your system, make sure everything's working. If we need to change something, we will. But we'll come out once a quarter or twice a year, depending on what they have set up. And we'll make sure that your system keeps working so you don't have to pay 8 grand. And this may cost you $800 a year. Right. So he tells me I've got 3 years to go and I'm paying out 2,400 a year or 2,400 for the 3 years versus 8 grand. Again, what problem are you solving? We all have problems. We're looking for solutions. We're not looking for the particular service or product that may be this or maybe that. We're looking for the product or service that is the solution to our problem. And most of us are looking for solutions to something. Right? Whether it's our house, our car, our yard, or whatever. So, what solution are you bringing to the table that's going to make my life or my business better? And a lot of times it comes down to saving people time and or money. So let's take a look at the time first, right? So now we're thinking residential cleaners, errand runners, meal prep, even landscapers, right? I mean, I'm tired of cutting my grass. I got 3/4 of an acre, tired of cutting it. I've earned the right not to cut it anymore. I got the money to pay for it. And I want to watch football every Saturday and Sunday. I don't want to cut my grass. So what am I willing to pay for that time? Everybody has a dollar figure for their time. They just won't admit it, but we all got it.
Mhm.
So if I've got 3/4 an acre, I'm just going to make up a number here, folks. So let's say that's going to cost me $350 a month for you to come cut the grass, edge, do a little bit of weeding if you need to, and blow all the grass off of my driveway and off of my sidewalk. All right. So it would take me 2 hours a week to do that. So that's 8 hours, $350 a month. So my time's worth $45 an hour, give or take. See, break it down that way and you'll figure out, oh, well, I'd do that. I'd hire you in a second at the $45 an hour. I'd do that. So again, These are the stories we need to tell people about why. Sometimes you need to tell people why they hire you, why they need to hire you. And you say, one of your question is, so what do you do on the weekends, Mike? Uh, I usually do yard work and I hate yard work. Well, let me tell you about a program we have. So I can put you in that recliner and you can watch football all day long and you won't have to worry about a thing and your yard will look the best yard. It'll be the best looking yard on the lot or in the neighborhood. I'm like, okay, keep talking. And we talk about again, what's my time worth and what's the benefit for me doing business with you? I don't have to cut your grass anymore. So this turns into my marketing campaign, right? And we see these commercials all the time. Hey, tired of doing this? Buy our product for 19.99 in three small payments. We've seen those
Yep.
commercials, right? So that turns into our marketing campaign to help identify our ideal client. So first of all, the 350 bucks, I didn't even think twice about that. I got that. That's one step of what we're looking for of who we want. But the second step, and maybe the more valuable one, is who appreciates that value. Like, oh, this is so cool. I don't have, I'm, 51 years old or 61 years old. I've earned the right not to cut grass anymore. My kids are grown and gone. They used to cut it. I don't want to cut it anymore. Done. So again, when we go back to what problem do you solve? How are you going to make my day better? Either business, personally or professionally. So what are you doing? You may be a lawn service expert. I don't know that yet because you haven't cut my grass. Okay. But what are you going to do to make my life, my day easier? Business person, like I said, personally or professionally. One of the things that may make you different in the service industry, and we don't talk a lot about this, but some people, again, we're looking for value. It matters. Some service companies will send out they'll sub it out. So I have a painting company. I don't have any employees. You call me to paint your house. I call Amnon, who's got his own painting company, but I sub him out. Oh, yes, we'll be there Wednesday at 9 a.m., Mrs. Johnson, right? And Amnon and his company come out. And he and I agree on, I said, Amnon, it's going to cost $4,000 to paint this house. He and I agree on a price. I pay him. I take a little bit off the top and I get my money. I don't have staff to pay. I don't have to pay insurance. I don't have to pay any of that. But I'm not sending my people to your house. That may not matter to you. You may just want somebody to come paint their house. And by the way, whenever a vendor comes to your house or getting ready to do business with you, ask them for their insurance. Because if Amnon and his group company come to your house to paint it and he doesn't have insurance and one of his guys falls off the ladder, your homeowner's insurance pays that. I hate to break it to you. But if he doesn't have insurance, don't let him on your property. We'll help you, somebody help you find somebody else to paint. But we rarely ask for insurance. And don't say, do you have insurance? Of course he's going to nod his head, right? What do you think he's going to tell you? He wants the business. He's going to make about 3,500 bucks. He's going to nod his head, right? But ask for a copy of it. There's nothing wrong with that. And if he is a legitimate business, he'll have no problem showing you that. My brother and I used to have a commercial cleaning business. And I think in the 4 years we had that, I'm thinking four people asked us if we were insured, and only one asked to see a copy of our certificate of insurance.
Hmm.
Everybody's different. May not matter to you, right? You may like it. I would promote that we send our team out there. So everybody you're going to see is an employee of Mike's Painting. That may matter to you. That's your call. We judge not here. Your call. But again, going back to value, and that's generally what people buy. Um, One of my favorite stories to tell, and I don't know what kind of shoppers you folks are. My wife loves Amazon, and she was on there yesterday and the day before. She just looked for stuff. Like, I'm looking at this. I need this. She bought I don't know about you guys. I think we're the only people in America that don't have all their Christmas ornaments and everything in the same place. I'm thinking it's just us. And she found on Amazon this case about, I don't know, 3 feet long, maybe about a foot and a half high. It's got different compartments in it. I know a woman invented this because it made so much sense to pack. And there are Velcro strips so you can match and mix and move uh, pieces of, what's the word I'm looking for, Amnon? Dividers. Thank you. So you can do that. And she bought that and it was like 48 bucks. And oh my gosh, what a deal. She bought something the other day. We had beaters for the blender or for her mixer that kind of had seen their final days. And she was on Amazon for a month. Just they were sitting in there, sitting in there, sitting in there. Didn't really need them yet. And then she got a little notification, price dropped 50%. Boom, bought it. Okay.
Good.
That's her value. And she loves clicking, paying, and then the next morning opens the front door and there it is. So that's the value she's willing to pay for. She doesn't need the beaters today, but she normally goes to look for stuff knowing she'd like to have it and waiting for the price. Sometimes they either, I think she told me the other day that sometimes she'll see no longer in inventory or no longer in stock. That's fine. But a lot of times, Amazon, they got shelf space to clear because they got more stuff coming in. So those beaters been sitting there for 2 months at, 28.99. It's like, let's mark them down to 12 bucks, get them out of here. Boom. Just found a buyer. Now, in shopping, my value is Walmart. I love Walmart. And I know a lot of people won't admit that. I love Walmart because I like people watching. So I go there early on a weekend morning, get it out of the way, because I'm 63 and I wake up early. So I use it to my advantage. I go down there and just, I see a lot of different people. Love people watching. Don't mind walking down the aisles, looking at everything. Again, 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. What else am I going to do? Right. And that's my value. That's my value is the prices are good. And I like to people watch. So I love going to Walmart anytime. It's like, hey, I'll run to Walmart for that. So what again, we're talking value. You want ideal clients, people that are going to stay with you so long that they start sending you their family and friends. And we hear this a lot with insurance people. And if you know an insurance agent that's been in the business 10 or 15 years, ask them who their oldest client is, how long they've been with them, and how many different family members and friends they've sent to them. And they'll tell you anywhere from 3 to 10 because they're probably starting into the second generation. The kids are starting to grow up and move out and they need their own auto insurance, things like that. So that's the value. The problem you solve is what people are buying. We can find a landscaper, we can find a painter, we can find a dog trainer, we can find all that stuff. So let's go to pet sitting. All right. There's a friend of mine, Mary, who's been on the show before. When she pet sits, she sends a picture to the owner when she is there with the owner's dog. Nice little touch. Because if you're a dog owner and you love your dog, sometimes she'll send video. Hey, what brightens up your day more than a picture or video from your dog, right? Value people. That's why folks keep calling her and keep hiring her. It's that value. And a lot of times the value can be, yes, we've agreed on these four things we're going to do for you. And then I always add on something else, give a little gift or a picture. Maybe we painted the outside of your house and I take a picture of the house after it's painted, put it in a frame, and I give that to you. Again, the value. What value do you provide to your current and future clients? And why people are going to hire you. So then we talk about again the people are looking for solutions, and I've told you about why I go to my chiropractor and massage therapist. I've got a wonderful picture of my two granddaughters. I'm holding both of them because one at the time was 2 and one was a little over 1, and I could hold both of them. And I show people that, and I said that's why I go to my chiropractor. Uh, Dr. Ashley, who's been on the show before, and Lindsay, my massage therapist. I know they're going to make me feel better. I can deal with pain. That's not a problem. But they allow me to hold my two granddaughters because probably in about an hour and a half, they'll both be 8 years old and I can't pick them up anymore. So I want the time with them. But again, that's why I go to my chiropractor and massage therapist. So let's say you're a financial planner or a CPA or a bookkeeper and you want to meet clients that are planners. So one of the questions I ask people when I work with them is, are you a transaction or an experience? You can be both. Not a problem being both. But are you just like the blow and go landscaper? I never know when they're going to show up, but I know they were there when I get home because my grass is cut and there's not a blade of grass in my driveway or on my sidewalk. Straight transaction. I never see them, haven't talked to them. They bill me once a month and and they just show up Tuesday mornings, sometimes Wednesday mornings, and take care of that. So again, you're looking for planners. People in that world are looking for planners because those are the folks that want the value of working with someone to build a program that's going to help them retire, help them grow their business, become more efficient in their business so their business is more profitable. Those are planners, and it's okay to ask for that because we all have friends that are planners. 25 years old, right out of college. I want to start my retirement saving now because I'd love to retire when I'm 50. And they wanted me to financial advisor that's not going to say, "Here, Mike, here's the product we sell." That's not a plan. I don't think so. The plan is you ask me questions for about an hour of what I want to accomplish, how much money I've got to start, my vision of where I'm going to be maybe working and living and things I want to do while I'm saving that money. Hey, Mike, if you want to put away $800 a month to start with, can you still do anything else? Or is that all your discretionary money and you'll never be able to go out and even go out to date night or take your spouse out or for a weekend or something like that? And like, no, 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 I got money to do that, but I want to start at 800. So that's building a plan, understanding the financial advisor, understanding what I want to do, not what product they want to sell me so they can make their commission. All right. Again, value. What are you buying? And you may want somebody. And by the way, there's financial advisors out there that will teach you how to do investing. Nice value. They look at it once a year, but some people like to do their own. And on the easy end of it, they're probably pretty decent at it. And they may just want that for the first 4 years because all they have is 250 bucks a month to invest. Great. What a value. Somebody's going to keep an eye on it while you do it. That's pretty good stuff. Again, we talked about the maintenance plan for value. If you're a service provider, can you do residential and business and commercial? Maybe yes, maybe no. One another thing you need to learn about your business is what don't I want to do? And you got to know that, folks. Again, let's go back to the painter story. I don't do one room. I do the whole inside or the whole outside of the house. I don't do one room. And let's talk about where you may drive, how far out you will drive for business. Now, that's a loaded question. I'm going to tell you why. Because somebody says, hey, how far, if you're a painter, and somebody says, so Mike, how far out do you go? My first and only question is, how big is the job? Because, folks, we all have a price. I'll drive an hour for $1 million house. No problem on that. I'm not going to drive an hour for one of those tiny houses. Okay. I don't know if you see many of those, but every now and then they have some of those TV shows on, right? Not driving an hour for that, but I'll drive an hour for $1 million house. Okay. So the question that you really need to answer is in your normal work week, on the average size deals you get and clients you have, how far are you willing to drive? You're in the triangle. Do I go to Durham? Do I go to Johnston County? Do I go to Wake Forest? Right? You're in Wilmington area. Do I go to Southport, Oak Island, which is a south part of town? Maybe not. Do I go Wilmington proper, north of Wilmington? Stuff like that. So you have to understand from a financial standpoint because you don't want to drive 41 miles to make 182 bucks. Probably not. You don't want to do that every day. That's going to put wear and tear on your vehicles. Gas price, I mean, what did it go up to? I mean, we're, 274 I saw this morning. Remember when it was like $4.28? Yeah, man. Now you're driving 41 miles at $4.28 a gallon. Mm. Again, what are you willing to do for your business? So that's another thing you need to take into account there. So the ideal client is who we're looking for. You do not want to tell people, "Oh," even if it's true, "Oh, Mike, I can help anybody." Because insurance people and financial advisors, I think technically could help anybody. Even if you rent, you need some sort of insurance, I think. You may not need it in certain places, but if you have 50 bucks, financial advisor can help you. Most of the rest of us, we don't want to help anybody or everybody because there's some, again, let's go back to the one room that you got to drive 32 miles to paint. Not your ideal client. It's okay to turn that down. Find somebody in that area that does do that, send it to them, and they'll send you a referral one day for the area you work in. You need to find people to collaborate with and get together. So if I live in Durham and Amnon lives in Johnston County and neither one of us want to drive to where the other one works, hey, Amnon, I got a call the other day, some guy yesterday, this guy I know in Smithfield needs his house painted. Amnon goes, great, give me his number, I'll give him a call. Because I know one day he's going to get a call from somebody in
Mhm.
Durham or Hillsboro or Chapel Hill, and I'm good. I'm good. So you got to understand where you don't want to go and things in your job you could do, but you just don't really want it because there's not a lot of interest in that. Some insurance folks, I think they need to pass the test, but all insurance people can sell life insurance. A lot of them just don't want to. Some they make you. Some of the national carriers, that's their number one thing they tell insurance people to sell because it's a good premium on that and they make money off that. But you're going to have, if you're a business owner, I know there's something you could do, but I just don't really like doing that. Either the money doesn't work or there's just no interest for you. What kind of things what have you been called for before?
I mean, I'm thinking about computer help,
Yeah.
or and you start doing it with family, and if you have somebody living in Greensboro and they call an uncle or whatever, you go. But now you are talking about a business.
Yeah.
Now you have to take a lot of things into consideration. And you're talking about the gas and you
Yeah.
talk about the wear and tear. What about the risk
Oh, yeah.
being on the highway?
Yep.
So all these things need to go into effect.
Yeah. And you made me think of something else are you a business or are you a hobby? Because a hobby, people don't generally hire hobbyists. They may know uh, if you're let's say you're a waiter at a restaurant during the day or at nighttime, so you can take classes during the day to become a licensed IT professional.
Mhm.
Okay, I'll call you for that. I'll call you for that. But if you're a waiter and nothing against waiters, you could be doing anything else. And you're like, yeah, Mike, I dabble in that. I kind of like computers. I might need some more information on that because I don't know what you're going to do. I don't know. Really know anybody that knows you to tell me, oh, yeah, we've used them before. It's good stuff.
Right.
So one thing I know you may be able to uh, clean out my computer for me if I've got viruses and all that, but I know you're not going to be able to protect my service or my computer because I don't think you're going to get a ping at midnight that I'm being uh, uh,
Hacked.
hacked. Okay, so again, difference between a business and a hobby. The business is full time. There are a lot of people if you remember when interest rates are we going on 2 years about this? Remember when they were like 3.2% mortgage rates? Everybody was getting their license, doing it part time. Well, guess what? They're not doing part time now.
Mhm.
Residential real estate, because at 6.8% interest rate, you got to work. You got to work hard. I mean, talk about thinning out an industry. These high interest rates have thinned out the real estate residential realtors and mortgage lenders because they're not doing the business they used to do. The refinances are gone. Nobody's going to refinance at 6.8 because a lot of those people refinance and they're below 4% interest rate. They're not going to refinance for a long, long time, and they may not be able to buy anything right now. So again, are you a business or are you a hobby? That's fine if you're a hobby. Just expect those calls like, oh yeah, okay, well I'm going to call somebody that's Maybe they're licensed to do it, and you're not trying to do anything wrong. It's just, yeah, because a lot of people have side hustles. A lot of people are like, you know what? I could probably do that while I'm doing this. Great. Go for it. Go for it. But are you going to promote it? Are you going to work it? Are you going to grow it? Or just like, yeah, I build websites on the side, and I built my own website, says I build websites, and I send things out on social media, and, kind of expect that return. Because if you don't go out and meet people and tell people you're open for business, may not get where you want, but you may just want $500 a month. You got no overhead because it's just you creating stuff. Great. Do it. Do it. Nothing wrong with a side hustle. But if you're truly trying to start a business and grow it, you've got to be prepared to work it full time. And I think most of the successful people in business that will tell you more times than not, they just outwork their competition because they kept showing up. Networking event, uh, monthly email marketing newsletter, uh, Christmas gifts, birthday cards to their clients. Hey, Mike, happy birthday. Hope all is well. Again, you're just waving at people, but you're outworking everybody else because I don't hear from anybody else like you, Mike. So I'm going to keep hiring you. Things like that.
And as far as a hobby or a business, there's nothing wrong about turning a hobby into a business.
Oh, no, that's a wonderful
But
thing to do.
remember one thing, when it's a hobby, you screwed up somewhere.
Yeah.
Eh, I mean, come on. We asked Amnon to come and do it, but now it's a business.
Yeah.
You screw up, you can get sued.
Oh, yeah.
You can get sued big time.
Yeah.
So it's also something to think about.
Yes, I would recommend if you're hobbying, you might want to get insurance.
Yep.
Create your LLC or whatever you're going to create, your S corp, whatever whatever your CPA or whoever gives you the best direction on that. But do that and get insurance because you never know. But that's a good point.
And there's nothing wrong about going and taking an evening course
Yeah,
in whatever you are hobbying, quote unquote, in,
yeah,
and then you have something to show.
yeah,
They say that, yeah, I do have
yeah,
certification. Yeah, I don't have a master's degree in it, but I
yeah.
mean, I did go to a local
Hmm.
community college, and I did this, and
Yeah, yeah. Find a class at a community college about starting a business, marketing a business, something
absolutely,
like that.
yep,
Yeah, something's there. Somebody is where we want to be. So let's go find them, get some nuggets. They'll speed you up. And one day you're going to speed up somebody else because they're going to come to you. Hey, Susie, how'd you get your business started? All right, Mike, come on. Cup of coffee's on you because I'm going to tell you 4 things you should not do. You may want to do one of them, but these other three, no, because they're gonna be a waste of time and send you down the wrong road.
hmm
And then you're gonna share those with me because somebody shared those with you and they worked, and that's what we're to do. But yeah, there's a lot of people. And I remember Amazon. Let's go back to them. They started selling books out of a
yep,
garage. Apple started out of a garage. Now I
hmm
don't know if you'll be that big one day. I really hope you get to that point. But you may want to make $100,000 a year or $60,000 a year. Just have your own business so you don't have to work on Fridays. Great, do it, do it. But yeah, start off. A lot of people start off part time. That's a wonderful point.
yep.
Wonderful point. But again, you got to understand who your ideal client is, and we've heard this in BNI before. Oh, I want to meet anybody with blood. I'm like, dude, that's not going to work. I stopped listening because no. Because what he told me to do was, Mike, everybody you talk to today, see if they need to meet me and hire me. Not going to do that. Right. And you can't say, hey, I want to meet anybody with a car. Can't do that. That's not going to make us think of anybody. And that's not going to be your ideal client. And here's one of the things I talk about in my training is, so let's say Amnon's an insurance agent. And I call Amnon and say, hey, my name is Mike. I'm just checking around. Just need the lowest rate. I need basic coverage. My car, I don't need all that. So what's your lowest price? He should hang up on me because I'm not an
And
ideal
he
client.
will.
Yeah, he will. Yeah, he will. But I'm not his ideal client because I saw no value in him and his business. And when I'm watching the NFL playoff games this weekend, I'm going to see a national commercial with an animal in it telling me I can save 15% if I call right now, and I'm gonna call that number to save 15%, you know? So, again, you don't want the people because a lot of times if you have friends, if you're a business owner, or if you're not and you have friends that are a business owner, ask them about the clients they fired, which is a freeing experience. Let me tell you that right now. Because a lot of times the client I just described to you, so I call Amnon and he gives me, I mean, dirt cheap. He goes, Mike, this is what the state says you have to have and no more because you don't want any more, but you have to have this to drive on the streets in North Carolina. So I'm like, okay, great. So I'm paying him like 32 bucks a month and he's making $1.70 a month off of that. And I call him once a week to wear him out. Hey, what about, no, if he should fire me right there, they're not worth it. So that's why we don't ask for anyone and everyone. We want our ideal client so we can build a lifestyle of what we want. Most people start their own business to build a lifestyle that they want, which is I'm doing what I love. I do it when I want to do it, and I do it where I want to do it. Right? Some people start a business, they can work online, they can work across state lines. Hey, I'm in Maui next week. Who's going to know? Right? Again, let's go back to the website builder. You can be anywhere. You can be on a cruise if you'll have to pay full
Yeah.
price for Wi-Fi, but you could be in Aspen this coming weekend skiing. And again, something again, but that's why people start their own business for uh, situations like that. Some people want money. Some people want to buy a beach house, a mountain house. I want flexibility with time. I want to be able to work. I got, like I said, I got fourth grandkid coming in June. Got two in North Carolina, two in Florida. I want to go see them. Right? I can do work from their house. Not a problem. It'd be difficult if you're a landscaper, can't do that, but you get to call the shots. So one day I started my business. I want to grow it to a team where I don't cut much anymore and I can work on the business and not in the business. So on day one, when you're the only one cutting the grass, you are working in the business. So not only do you have to cut grass during the day, but you got to do the books at night, insurance, taxes, all that good stuff, marketing, all of that. But you get a big enough, you grow the book of business big enough, and you can hire one or two people, and they do all the cutting. And now you pitch in where needed, but now you move to working on the business. So you're out networking and meeting people and going to events to meet people to promote your landscaping business. Now you're working on the business to grow it. And if you don't want to work past noon on Friday, guess what? You don't have to. And that's fine if you don't want to, but make up those hours somehow, some way, because you would have missed out on potentially 4 hours of either cutting grass or potentially getting a new client. So always keep that in mind if you don't want to work Fridays, how you can backfill those hours, the first part of the week, to make sure you can still keep growing your business. Because some people take off Friday, or here's what happens a lot of times: businesses are in a good run, phone's been ringing, and they quit marketing for about 6 weeks. And so this is early January. They quit marketing for 6 weeks. Phones ring in February, phones ring in March. They get to late April, all of a sudden the phone stops ringing. Phone stopped ringing because you stopped marketing 6 weeks ago. So you always have to keep your sales pipeline full. But as a small business owner, you don't want to work Fridays, you don't have to. As long as you know what you're missing out on, you don't have to. So, anyways, define the problem you're solving for your new clients if and when you start your business. You got to really look into it. Cutting grass, painting houses, fixing computers isn't enough. What more do you do for them? And then start identifying your ideal client. What do they look like? Age, gender, location, occupation. What are you looking for? Do you want one guy? One of the first people I met years ago in BNI is a financial advisor. He just wanted to meet Duke and Carolina MBA graduates. Great. Not many of them, but you hit on enough. That's a good living because he knew they were headed to make money, and that's who he was asking to meet. Great. So that goes into the psychographic part of So we get the demographics, age, gender, location, income, all that good stuff, kind of like, TV ratings, right? They know who you are. Google knows who you are. Instagram knows who you are. Everybody knows who you are. So but that's another soapbox. And then the psychographic part of it is, what are their values? What are their interests? What are their lifestyle? You may find people that want to travel. Great. Let's go back to saving them time or money. Hey, while you're traveling, I'll do this for you here. Watch out for your house, watch out for your pet, whatever. Right. So again, we need to look at both of those to help identify our ideal client, which at the end of the day is people who see the value in what you do. Go back to the Walmart and Amazon stories. What value? Uh, let's go into Amnon's world with IT and computer help and all that. Some people may say, "Oh, I got a storefront, so when can you drop your computer off?" And others may not have a storefront and go, "I'll come to you. What's your address? What's that worth to you as the consumer? Do you need, are you better off with somebody coming to your house? Or you're, well, I'm out and about. I can just drop my computer off. Tomorrow morning, you open at 9. Okay, great. I'll be by then. Fine. Both are winners. Both are good business models. But which one are you going to hire? What's the value to you as the consumer? So always, everything you think about your business, oh, my consumers would love this. Ask yourself, would you buy it? When I look at that, yeah, that's we're asking an awful lot, or they have to do a lot of work to buy it, things like that. Right. So we want to figure out what problem we're solving for our future clients. What value do they see in us that they don't see in some of my competitors, and who is that person? Describe them, give them a name, give them a first name, build a personality profile on them. What's the average age? Are they married? Are they professionals? Do they travel? Do they have kids? 2 cars, vacation house, non-vacation house? What? Work from home? What? What is it? And start figuring out how you can help their day, either personally or professionally. All
Yeah,
right.
and again, I mean, to bring it to your home,
Yep. Oh yeah.
anything that people can bring it to your home that is okay if you have the area for that. They're not
Ah.
coming into your office.
Yep.
I mean, to your kitchen. They
Yeah.
come into your
Okay.
office, but at that point, insurance comes into
Yeah.
play.
Yeah.
Because if it's a business, no, homeowner is not gonna. Yeah, homeowners will do if you're coming to clean the carpet once a year, if they come to paint, if they
Yeah.
come to clean in general. But if it's a business and people come in and out, the insurance says no, 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 no.
Yeah.
So I found that out early, and the insurance agent that I had was good, and he says, "All you have to do is get a rider. It's going to cost you
Mhm.
some.
To go
You
in their house.
you put a rider on your home insurance that you have running a business, and at that point, if
Oh,
somebody
gotcha.
comes in and falls down or something happens, yes, the insurance will pay for it. But if you just have your
Yeah.
homeowners,
Yeah.
they will not for a business visitor."
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's
So
there's all kinds of ins
yeah.
and outs that you need to keep up.
Yeah. So find a good insurance agent. Make sure you're covered,
Yeah,
because remember, if you're not covered, they're going after your house.
absolutely.
Your business and your life become the exact same thing to the insurance world
Yep.
and the courts. Oh, your business doesn't have any money, but your house is paid off and it's worth 350,000 bucks, and this settlement's for 225,000. All right.
Yep. Let's take the house.
Take the house or take a second
Absolutely.
on the house, Mike, one or the other. So,
Yeah.
but we can have further conversations on that as well. So,
Yeah.
but if you're putting a plan together, here's your homework assignment. Question number one: what problem do I solve? And I'm cutting their grass for them. Eh, not really a solution. The solution is you're giving me time back so I don't have to cut mine. All right. So that's one of them. And the second one is start describing and creating your ideal client. And again, it could be anybody. You may work through that. You'll work through both of these 3 or 4 times. You'll learn and go. Going back to Amnon's point about a hobby, you may be a hobbyist for 6 months. You'll learn a good bit of, you know what? when I put this out there, the phone rings. When I put that out there, which I think is really cool, the phone doesn't ring. All right. You just learned something.
Mhm.
And the next time we get together without a guest, we're going to talk about how to find those people. Because if you're promoting through Instagram, I'm not
Mhm.
your ideal client. I'm not on Instagram. I'll scroll through Twitter because Twitter's funny sometimes. Sometimes Twitter has a good role when they out people who should be outed. But if you're 24, the 24-year-olds probably aren't going to answer an email. They may want texting or again, Instagram and all that stuff to, talk to them. So we'll get to the marketing part of it later. But your first homework assignment is define the problem you solve, not what you do. We know you cut grass, but what problem do you solve for a future client? And then who is your ideal client? Who do you want to onboard all the time? Because you know they'll stay with you. You know they appreciate your value, and they'll likely send you new clients. And that's who you want to build your business off of, are ideal clients that appreciate you and what you and your company do. So, all right. Well, thanks for that. Yes. But
And how to market yourself.
oh yeah, we're going to get to the marketing part.
Well, you
Yeah.
can tell them now.
Yeah. Okay. So how are you going to market it? How are you going to tell people you're open for business? Are you just gonna, I just tell all my friends when I see them, they'll help get the word out. Or did you open your storefront and flip the sign over that says I'm open? But if nobody knows you're open, they're not going to find you. They're going to call somebody else. Oh, I didn't know you did that. That's the worst thing. Well, you're going to hear that sometimes because everybody's not going to, you're not going to run across everybody, but oh, I didn't know you're in that business. How long you been in that? 9 months. Huh. Interesting. So how are you going to get word out? Is it social media? Is it networking? Is it advertising? Is it marketing? Is it door hangers, cold calling businesses? First of all, you should tell everybody you know you're open. Everybody you know, that's when you tell them you're open for business, right? But to grow the business, you're going to need more referral partners out. So, but
And that's when you join BNI.
yeah, exactly. Thank you.
That's a cheap
Yep.
payment to learn a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, just to learn from the people that you're sitting with.
Yeah. $594 a year. So where else can you spend that money and build these relationships?
Mhm.
And we have analytics in from the Triangle area and coastal region. And I've got a handyman who made $31,000 in calendar year 2024 just from his BNI chapter. Now that's not every handyman. Got a painter that's made 58,000. So it can be done. I got numbers for you. You see my number on the screen here. I got numbers for you. We can show you, Amnon and I can show you that it will work. If you work it, it will work for you. So put a marketing plan together, and we know BNI will be one of the ways. If you appreciate individual relationships to grow and build, to start and build, it'll work for you. So,
Yep.
anyways, thank you for that, folks, and we'll see you next time on Capital to the Coast BNI.
You are tuned to the Nissan Communications Network. If you tuned in too late, you can always watch each program in its entirety or download an MP3 audio file of it in the archives section at nissancommunications.com. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, and like us on Facebook. Sponsored by StreamingGear.com and DeltaForce.net.